God damn, I got that shit close as a motherfucker. Let me pull this out a little bit. Pause on that. Let me just back that bitch up a little bit. God damn. That shit was all up in my face. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit still might be a little bit too close. I apologize if I got the camera like all up on me. I was half paying attention, but that's not here nor there. Anyway, so I think it's common knowledge. You know, some of y'all might be new to the show here. Some of y'all niggas might not like know my lineage with this shit. But the first season that I covered the Atlanta Dream was in 2021, right? And after we didn't make the playoffs, obviously, because all the bullshit that was going on that season, I, wanted to watch the playoffs. So I just watched, I watched the Phoenix Mercury, just because after the Olympics and shit, the way Diana Taurasi was just literally just beating niggas up overseas, I was just like, I love this shit, and fucking BG and shit. So it's like, the Mercury have a special place in my heart. I know I'm not supposed to like Diana Taurasi. I get it. You can flame me for it. I understand. I'm not going to defend my actions, but I fucking love the Mercury. Like, it's Merc gang or no gang. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I still fuck with them a little bit. I can't watch them because it's impossible for me to keep up with the Dream and watch the Mercury at the same time. So I don't get to watch them as much as I would like to, but I fucks with the Mercury. And with that being said, I am incapable of saying anything negative about them. So if you wanted me to get on here and slander them, I am incapable of doing something. Yes, even me, even Sever the Bond has lines that I just won't cross. I don't despise everyone. I like the Mercury very much. So I can't say anything bad about them. Like, I might say some spicy shit about Sophie every now and again, but outside of that, I can't slander the Mercury because I love them. And if something like if the Dream were to be purchased or something like that, and they got shipped over to Idaho or some shit, I would go over to Phoenix because I like them a lot. So I cannot slander them. I do not have anything negative to say about them. So if you are, clicking on this because you want to see a hoodie fish slanders Diana Taurasi for 20 minutes straight, this is not that video. I apologize. But I will say one thing, and I'm happy that we kind of like rotated to this towards the second half of the game and a little bit towards the second quarter, if you will. I'm glad we started to double team Brittany Griner because, like, what is the harm? Like, what's the negative of us double teaming her? Oh, quote unquote, shooters are open. Who the fuck are any of those niggas on that team? I want to have a moment of honesty here for a sec. Like, outside of Petty, who the fuck are those niggas? Right? Like, who are they? Okay, you double Brittany Griner and they kick it out to fucking Sophie? Like, and again, that's not slander. I love them, but it's just like, without Diana Taurasi out there, without Skylar Diggins-Smith out there, without some of the legendary individuals that they've had in the past or whatever, like, Brianna's old ass ain't finna do nothing. Like, I didn't see why we weren't doubling BG to begin with, because she was cooking the shit out of Cheyenne Parker. So I'm glad that we came to the conclusion that if we double her, it's okay. Get the ball out of her hand, make her take a tough contested shot, because there is no negative to double teaming BG on the Mercury currently. There's no one that she can kick the ball out to who is going to inject any fear in us whatsoever. I don't know who any of them niggas is. I am not concerned in the slightest. I'm glad that we made that coaching adjustment, but that's not here nor there. I thought, we'll start with Ari because I'm sure that's what everyone wants me to talk about. Ari had another game where she played really fucking well. I like the fact that she's being aggressive, and I think just from the standpoint of, if you look at players that have her archetype, if you will, the best way to get activated offensively, if you don't have the most confidence in your three-point shooting or your shooting in general, like she made a pull-up jumper today, so that was cool, but if you don't have confidence in your shooting overall, a great way to do it, a great way to get engaged is to go downhill and play super fucking aggressive, right? If you drive to the basket, ram into a nigga, push off with the elbow, and then lay it up and get the and one for contact, or not, that's a great way to get your rhythm and to get involved. Now, all of a sudden, when she's slashing over to the rim, niggas have to respect that. Now, they never did, but at some point, the scouting report's going to say, she's going to slash to the fucking rim, and we need to be prepared for that. So I think that, whoever is chirping in her ear and saying just play more physical on the offensive end, I think that's a great way to go about it. I think, and I know, niggas compared her to fucking Harden in Arizona, which, God, 3 years later, that comparison is insane. But I feel like, it's giving mini Ben Simmons, right? It's giving a mini Westbrook, right? Just drive in the fucking paint, be super fucking physical, either lay it up after you make the contact or kick it the fuck out. And I just feel like that's definitely a role she can play. I feel like that's definitely something she can handle, and she's a great option off the bench. I don't think really there's anything she's going to do that will overtake Robinson, but I think what she's doing right now is perfect, and I think that is a great place to start. If you can, string together about 3 to 4 games of doing that, then I'm here for it. But you'll just have to forgive me after 2 games of playing decent, after 3 years of shit. I'm sorry, I'm not taking anything back yet. But continue on that path and we can revisit this shit. The slander never gets taken back because, your performance has been god-awful up until now. But, I think she's on the right path, and I want to see more of this. I want to see more of the offensively aggressive area. And that doesn't mean shot hunting. I mean, literally, employing the bully ball tactics. Doesn't matter how tall you are, you can still play physically and get niggas out of here with your elbows and shit like that. So I want to see more of that. I think it's a great start, and I think it can transition to something really, really dope. This was another game where I felt like Ryan Howard's floor generalship and her impact. I know I'm throwing a bunch of fucking buzzwords out here, but I think just her energy on the court really shined. Now, I've got a friend in Nets Republic who was doing a sports betting thing on her and said if she got 20 points, he was going to get some money or some shit like that. And it's if you're just going to stat watch, I can understand how you might be disappointed by her performance. But the point is, we use the defensive attention that she attracts to get everyone else involved. Alicia Gray was getting her shit off. She benefited quite a bit. I guess Nia Coffey benefited somewhat from it. There was a bunch of great outlet passes that went to Monique Billings. That was dope. It was just, the ball movement was definitely at a high, and I fucked with what I saw from that. There wasn't a specific individual performance where someone just fucking snapped. I think everyone just played well together. It was a great team win. And personally, while from a journalism standpoint, I mean, there's nothing to positively harp on and say, oh, this was a breakout thing from blah, blah, blah. This was the moment, it was just a good team win. There's not really much to break down here. They moved the ball well. I mean, there was literal times where they're just swinging the ball around until they would find someone open on a backdoor cut and easy layup type shit. So that type of commentary isn't exactly as sensational as, oh, Ryan Howard dropped 40, but it was still a good team win. The only thing that I guess I can highlight outside of Aries' continued improvement, even though it's only been 2 games, but her continued improvement is that AD is still playing really, really fucking good, and I don't feel like we're talking about it enough. I feel like there's a bunch of storylines, and we don't talk about them enough, but that's neither here nor there. But there was no individual performance where I felt like it needed to be highlighted. There was one stat line that I didn't keep up with, but I heard it in the post-game interview with Ari after the game. Apparently, Brittany Griner was held scoreless in the second half. I think that's a crazy fucking stat, seeing as though we had no answer for her whatsoever. But I would attribute that probably to the double team. The main thing I kind of wanted to talk about in this video is the fact that I think this was a good win to get right back on track, because we need to get right back to the shenanigans on Thursday. I don't think anyone thought we were going to lose, especially when I saw DT wasn't playing. I don't think anyone thought we were losing this game. So this is one of those games that, yes, you have to win. You saw that the entire bench was out there in the fourth quarter, so it was a proper blowout, regardless what the end score says. So it's good that we got that out of the way. It was a good momentum builder. It was good for the vibes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Good for the vibes. But now it's time to get serious. Because yeah, you've got your Connecticut's, you know, you've got the Ace and shit like that in the wings. But there is one team and one matchup that we need to be prepared for. And that's this game against the goddamn cheating ass Liberty. Now, I don't think I need to educate y'all. I don't need to remind y'all how much of a bloodbath that game is going to be. Now, maybe I'm being dramatic. I don't know. But they're going to fucking kill each other on Thursday. And I have to say, if it is possible for you to watch this game live, do whatever you got to do. If you got vacation time at your job or some shit like that, and you can like take the night off or something like that, do it. Because I think out of all the games, this next game coming up is going to be the most vital game. And I don't want the score to take away from what's going to happen. If we get blown the fuck out, it's not about that. Obviously, we want to win the game, but it's about the tempers. It's about the pettiness. It's about the back and forth. It's about the chatties. It's about the shushing of the crap. Like, there's a lot of stuff going into this. Ryan Howard was tweeting the day, like, this is going to be a serious fucking game. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know it's going to be a fucking war on Twitter. And I already got to deal with these fucking assholes with Nets Republic. I just want y'all to know that it's fucking wartime. And if y'all are a part of WNBA Twitter, be fucking prepared. Because it is going to be a civil war on Twitter. I hope you're ready for that shit. I will be on here and I will slander the fuck out of Brooklyn, regardless what happens, win or lose. Just make sure you do your part and put some positive energy out there for the dream. That's going to be a big fucking game on Thursday. As much as I want to say it's a measuring stick game, this is about pride. This is about fucking pride. But let me know your thoughts about tonight's game down below. Hopefully I feel better too. I'm a little under the weather right now, but that's not here and there. So let me know your thoughts on the game. And let me know your thoughts going into our next game. And I'll see you motherfuckers on Thursday.